Okay. What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? Wiretap added to the court record, found in Miss May's hotel room. There is definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all this, I know it. Alright, I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial, that's for sure. For Maya's sake. I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, bellboy, still here? Time to scram? I look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Miss May. Dwie godziny, jeśli będziesz robić klik, klik i nic nie pisać. Nic nie czytać. Co 2 godziny, jeśli będę robić klik, klik i nic nie czytać? In court. To be continued. Jak odcinek. Mogłem tutaj skończyć ten odcinek, no ale cóż. Nie wiedziałem, że za chwilę będzie to be continued. Czy chcemy zapisać? Jasne. Ile mamy slotów na save? 10. Okej. Au. Głośne te bip, bip, bip. Niektóre epizody są dość długie. I tam to nie przeszkadza. Będę częściej pił, bo mi będzie gardło wysychać i tyle. O! Edgeworth. Ho ho ho! The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fay. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth, I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. No, ho, ho, ho. Thank you, Your Honor. And the defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If I may call you our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls Chief Officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Ma taki wyraz twarzy. Witness, state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down in the press string, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court has accepted the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the court record, okay? Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Czy nasz sprawca był leworęczny? Czemu leworęczny? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Maya Fey arrest. As soon as the police came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Miss Phoenix Wright. Ta statuetka spadła dość ciekawie, tak? Nie wiem, dla mnie tam nie było nic nadzwyczajnego. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well, Miss Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give it a try. Something's the matter? Czemu on zawsze wygląda na jakiegoś zdziwionego? No, Your Honor. I would like to begin my cross-examination. Dobra, no to po kolei. Who did you say you got a call from? Pomyśl, jak musiał uderzyć sprawca, żeby Mia upadła na szybę i nie wyleciała za nie. Ale nie jest powiedziane, że ona upadając uderzyła o szybę, bo by zostawiła ślad krwi, skoro ją uderzył w tył głowy tępym przedmiotem. A szyba i ściana była czysta, więc to wygląda, jakby ktoś ją tam położył. Who did you say you get a call from? Hey pal, don't be dumb, you know who. The call was from a customer at the Gateway Hotel, right across the crime scene. Okay. I pressed. Not sure it did much though. Right, please continue. There were two people there already. Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between your receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? Right, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto this month is quick response. That's how I got there before the killer got away. Indeed. So tell us who the people you found on the scene were. Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer. Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, Paul, your dumb bug will only get you up so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at the crime scene. Well, he does have a point about her. She's pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. Rozbudzasz moje myślenie, gdyż może być już ciężko o tej porze. Ogólnie jest ciężko. Kiedy tak się zastanawiam. żeby pociągi przyjeżdżały tak szybko jak Dick Gumshoe na miejsce zbrodni. No, w Japonii przyjeżdżają nawet szybciej. I immediately arrested my affair. Why is that? Why is your reason? Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah. If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had heard hard evidence. She did it, correct? Did I say that? Me? I heard you said it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly. What about suspicious woman in pink claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious and she sure isn't pink, Paul. Well, I guess she's pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. God. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Hard evidence. The fuck? Clips, Twitch TV, dependable lazy baboon, not Ike. Co jest z tymi linkami? What the fuck? After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of the paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Rob. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Jan? Why didn't you testify about the vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm really embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Czyli zgaduję, że tutaj nas uczą wyciągać informacje za pomocą blefowania, więc bardzo długo nie będziemy mieć pewnie nic do przedstawienia. And did you find any evidence? No, don't jab the gun on me, Paul. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. Got a bad feeling about this. I found a memo written on a piece of paper. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Oh, then who did write it, smarty pants? Who, the killer! The killer, anyone can see that. Huh. You're saying the killer wrote her own name? Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? I guess that's a bit of tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouth, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal. Well, detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. Ktoś w ławie przysięgłych, ale twardy powód ma ten Dick Gumshoe. No, dokładnie. The other On it the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, Paul. Uh-oh, he sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. A lab test showed that the blood was the victim's. What kind of tests were these again? What kinds? Well, I heard they take the little bits in the blood, the hermogoblins, hermagoblin boblin. Sorry, ale nie wytrzymałem. I refuse to testify to this matter, Paul. Well, a przysięgłych to publiczność? No tak wygląda. I'm no expert on blood test. Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Ho ho ho. Thanks, Paul. I mean, your honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you. That was a mess. Right, where was I? Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. On which hand was the bloody finger, detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Ha ha ha, nice try. I guess it wasn't too hard to see what I was getting at there. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in the books and the movies. This is in a movie, detective. Oh. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, Paul. Stop right there. The witness' opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Widzę, że Edgeworth też lubi uderzać w biurko, tylko jedną ręką, a nie dwoma. Order. That didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Jakie mamy dowody? Single blunt force trauma, death was instantaneous. Zaraz, skoro śmierć była natychmiastowa, to jak ona mogła jeszcze napisać coś, skoro śmierć była natychmiastowa? Chyba znalazłem. Moralnie uprzejmy zwierzątko ocelot? Co? O czym ty gadasz? Więc wejdźmy do tego, do momentu, gdzie on mówi, że Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Tutaj. Tak, muzyka zgasła. Detective Gumshoe. There's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Mia Fey. That's really what you're saying? Moralnie uprzejmy zwierzątko ocelot. Popatrz na nazwę klipa powyżej. Moral Gentle Ocelot Pooper. Okej, teraz to ma sens. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course you wrote it. Who else would have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards. The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But... No butting your way out of this one, detective. Rubber. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being... that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. With my big eyes, I see. Pytanie, czy sprawca pozwoliłby, żeby jego imię zostało napisane? No chyba, że nie zauważył. To nie miałoby sensu, wiem. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright? You look shocked. Something you want to say? The detective's a sham! Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham! How could you give me a faulty report? I thought... Detective Gumshoe! I'm disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. What? But... Sign. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts this evidence. Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Well, Your Honor? The evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's obvious conclusion, yes? Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Rubble. Let the witness Miss April... April? Nie, April. Nie ma AI. April. May take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? I dalej tak stoi. What the fuck? Tylko nuta. Witness your name, please. April May, at your service. Wink! Jak ona stoi, the fuck? Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. Uderzenie w głowę mogło nie być śmiertelne, jeśli nie było uderzone z pełną siłą. No tak. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Wanton? Oh, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She already captured the head of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5 when the murder occurred? Gee, I was like in my hotel room, teehee. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay and Cola offices? That's right, big boy. Sądząc po wzroście Mai, nawet by nie uderzyła ją w cyca ręką. Haha. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Witness account. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with her long hair, she kinda slumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink! Well, Your Honor, I see. This is remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Wait, Your Honor! Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness testimony is... No, I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Wiesz, o co mi chodzi? Maja nie byłaby na tyle silna, żeby to zrobić. No tak, wiem, o co ci chodzi. Spokojnie. Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia May's, tak. Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. How cowardly a way of finding these faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Miss Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination, if only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Aha. No dobra, to jeszcze raz. Jeszcze raz. Po raz kolejny przyciśniemy ją na każdym zdaniu. Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, you know. I had a feeling. Pierwszy przywnik powstał, gdy ludzie zaczęli nie wierzyć świadkom, a prokurator, gdy więzienia zaczęły się przepełniać. Prawnik, nie przywnik, dobra. I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Go for it. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely you must have a reason to look out for your window at that time of night. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him! The poor girl! Order! Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl! What about poor me? You look out the window. What did you see next? And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The woman with long hair. That was Mia Fey. Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty, if that's your thing. Your thing? And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was the mousy gear sitting in the defendant's chair. How do you know she was the defendant? Well, you know. She had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. Yep, he's right. I question the testimony. Zróbmy save'a. I question the testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Lepsze jest to, że każdy na tej widowni wygląda tak samo. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, my affair, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all that trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Wink. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. When the gear in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, the kinda statuey clock, the thinker, I think. Skąd ona to może wiedzieć? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Teehee. I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. So you saw them too? So you saw me then too? Of course. I'd remember that spiky hair anywhere. Spiky? The witness will refrain from personal attack on the defense attorney. Oh, was I a bad girl? I'm sorry. Very well, continue. The woman dodged the first attack to the right. Is that right as your right or your looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right, it was my right. Right hand, right? Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. No dobra, uciekała w stronę drzwi, to ma sens. How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes. That's what I mean, that's what she was wearing. Oh, and her hair was all done up like a bun. Sign. What happens then? She hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did it. Where did this weapon came from? She picked it up from the desk. I see. What sort of weapon was it? Kochasz tę serię za te charaktery? Cholerny kaszel. That clock kinda statuey, a thinker. A clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't you look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. That clock... Skąd ona mogła wiedzieć, że to jest... Skąd ona mogła wiedzieć, że to jest zegar? Spróbujmy. A, muzyka zgasła. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer. You just say that the statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with their trivial concerns. Yes, yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Dupe. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Phew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over. Huh? What happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... Because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law office of Fay & Co? No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. TV? The law office of Fay & Co, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it. You were at the hotel. There's no way you could have heard a clock go in the building next door. You have proved that she could not? Ugh. In the courtroom, proof is everything. Without it, you have nothing. You are nothing. Then I would like to propose a test to see if she really could have heard. The prosecution denies your request. What? On what grounds? This is a trivial matter with no direct bearing on the case at hand. Indeed, objection sustained. Damn, time to switch direction, quick. Ready to proceed, Mr. Wright? No, Your Honor. I'm not satisfied because... Wybrałem pierwszą opcję, bo tam w tej rozmowie na początku było, że ona musiała wymontować ten system zegarowy, żeby zmieścić ten papier ukryty w środku. Więc wybrałem pierwszą opcję, że nie mogła go usłyszeć, ale widocznie druga opcja jest prawidłowa, że on nie mógł dzwonić, nie mógł wydawać dźwięku. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock is in question wrong. It's empty. The clock is missing its clockwork. Ty możesz udowodnić, szyba i dźwięki ulicy mogą zagłuszyć dźwięk tykania. Ja tu nie chodzi o tykanie, tylko o to, że jak się pociągnie za głowę tej statuetki, to ona wymawia, jaka jest godzina. How could you possibly? Just take a look, right now. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense say. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Rubble. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have wrong. Therefore this witness is a big fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Tisk. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness had the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Miss Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Tak! Mamy nagranie tej rozmowy mi z Mają i ona podczas tej rozmowy mówi, że musiała wymontować ten system zegarowy. Ho, impossible of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... this phone. Oh. Twórcy spodziewali się, że gracze wybiorą pierwszą opcję, gdyż są do siebie bardzo podobne. Punkt widzenia zależy od punktu siedzenia. Też prawda. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. You have a gear phone? Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Rubble. Order. Yakamina, the defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. Beep. So you just want me to do the thinker for you. If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now, huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. Beep! Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at the hotel. Moo? Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I got to so many. Oops, I forgot. So the witness has seen it before. That would make sense. Nie, bo przecież istnieją tylko dwa takie zegary, bo Larry zrobił sam. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes! The witness claims she had seen it before. But this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen this clock before. Statuetka made by Larry Butts! It's simple. This clock was never in any store ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in the police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Move. Excuse not on sale today? What the fuck is going on? Co się z tym dzieje? What the fuck? She went Super Saiyan. What is it to you, Procupin head! Co to znaczy w ogóle? Larry Butz dobrze, że jest takim idiotą przedsiębiorczym i nie zaczął produkować na masową skalę. That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is court of law and the witness will remain calm. Silly me. Did I lose it? I guess I did. Tee wink. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? No, dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. Na pewno nie you heard it. Ale sam przyznasz, że taki zegarek byłby dobry i nawet fajnie by się sprzedawał. Nie wiem, to zależy od, tak jak mówiłeś, to zależy od punktu widzenia, co kto lubi. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way that could have she could have known the finger was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. Wiretap. Found in Miss May hotel room. Have a look at this. Ah! Oh, that's it! Jak się jej mina zmieniła. I found this in Miss May room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is it? Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Faye's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure. What is it? Objection overruled. That it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous! Does this defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely! Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Przecież mieliśmy nagranie! Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can! It's simple! What? Dupe. Here's my proof! A proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is the phone itself. It's a clock. It's made to look like a statue. Take that! I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Beep! Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to me for. Again? What is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like a statue, the finger, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the finger was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May, Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that, you lawyer? Ty... It's not fair. All of you gagging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl. Is that it? Oh, ha ha ha. Się rozpłakała. That did it. The cuts in the realm is upper now. Now to deal the final blow. You did it, didn't you? Why the wire tap? Why did you tap her phone? Szkoda, że nie można wskazywać na idiotę świadków jako dowód czasem. Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippy-tapping irrelevant? Gosh, she's saying exactly what Edward wants her to say. Miss May, you are tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. Rubber. While this court does not condone the defense tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation of the court for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you have tapped her phone? Ho ho ho. Sorry, ale on naprawdę wygląda jak Mikołaj. I'd like to see her pull that off. Miss Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Done, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who thought that, and of course I can and will. You can't be serious, no way. Way, I say way. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Huh. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee. Ice coffee? Think I'm making things up? Asked the bellboy, wink. Ergo the witness was not at the scene at the time of the murder. W jednej grze w serii Ace Attorney przesłuchujemy kilku świadków naraz i słuchamy ich sprzeczek oraz wzajemnych relacji. To już musi być bardziej rozbudowana gierka widocznie. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fake, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Call the bellboy as a witness. Continue examining Miss May. To zawołajmy może tego chłopca hotelowego jako świadka. Zróbmy save'a przede wszystkim. Ergo to sumując, podsumowując. Aha. W tej grze jest też profesor Lighton, więc jest raźniej. A, to chyba wiem, o której grze mówisz. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I will consider to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May alibi is not clear into question after is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Jak się poddam, to ona od razu zostanie okrzyknięta winną, więc nie możemy się poddać. Musimy się zgodzić. Accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood, I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court called the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready to the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Przyszedł z tacką. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Miss May, room service. W tej grze podobno jest włączone amerykańskie oraz japońskie prawo. Serio? No to jest w sumie gra fikcji, no to... I am the head bellboy at the Fine Gate Water Hotel, in business for generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Alright, I'm ready. I hope. This is... if I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Lepiej się postaraj. Dobra, po raz kolejny trzeba go przycisnąć na każdym jego zdaniu. I am the head bellboy at the Gatewater Hotel. What exactly is it you do at the hotel? Why, anything required of me, sir. I check in guests, check out guests, I clear room, make beds. I even deliver room service, sir. I checked Miss May personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking frivolous questions. I believe I will call after 8. Okay. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. And then I saw them, and I saw them. The big eyes. The point being, I remember her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? She asked for an iced coffee. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9. The time of the murder. I brought it to her at the the request time, of course. Precisely 9, then. Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. Boj hotelowy musi zarabiać dużo za takie obsłużenie obowiązków. Boże, nigdy nie pracowałem w hotelu, nie wiem. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that I brought the... Oh, bellboy, teehee. I'd like iced coffee, like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? Żeby miała alibi? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss Maya herself. You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir, is an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, she, the guest, sir, favored me with, embracer, sir. Embracer? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. Iced coffee, ble. Już szybciej byś zrozumiał, jakby to była zimna herbata. Ja lubię i mrożoną kawę, i mrożoną herbatę, ale mrożoną kawę lubię bardziej jako taki shake z pokruszonym, takim, tak jakby potartym lodem, a nie po prostu z kostkami lodu. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Tusk. Finally understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Protest! Yeah. Wait, please wait! Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Miss Edgeworth. Alright, Miss Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay. This is really it. Now, this is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Check-in, room service, bed making. Na pewno nie bed service. Bed making. Bed service, kurwa. Albo room service, albo check-in. Ale o room service go właśnie wypytaliśmy na temat tej kawy, więc może go zapytajmy o to, jak ona w ogóle się zameldowała w tym hotelu. Zapiszmy grę jeszcze przy okazji. Tell me about check-in! Tell me about when you check in Miss May. Oh, alright, very well, sir. My first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me, what exactly was a disappointment? Well, I am not without charm, but, sir, but even I'd have a little chance with her lover there. With her lover there. But even I'd have a little chance with her lover there. Że on właśnie powiedział, że ona przyszła z kimś do hotelu? What did he say? What did you say? Rather quiet. Bellboy, tell us truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object, that was objectionable. So? Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Oh well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite indeed. It was the good barrister there, Miss Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. You fool! The fuck? Wydał go. Ktoś z ławy przysięgłej. Run, Forest, Bellboy, run. I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked in a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then why were you brought them room service? You didn't see that man in the room? Where? When? Why? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hope that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple, it was... the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Oof! Your Honor? As has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Ugh. Upstart amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Dupe. Enough. The court acknowledged the defense argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of my affair. Ale mu się zrymowało. Court is adjourned. Siódmy września, 2:25 po południu. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? Psst. I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. And then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May, he's the key. Ah, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway? I heard they arrest her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis? Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April-May testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow, but now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. I don't know how much good will this do to me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. Dobrze, bo jest 17 minut po godzinie. Musimy kończyć odcinek. Tak chcę zapisać grę. Okej.